I also want to emphasize that having a fantastic relationship is a learnable skill. It is a learnable skill. And when it comes to all kinds of other skills, we know you can learn how to be a better basketball player, how you can learn to cook better, like how you can project manage better, whatever it is. There's so many areas of life where we fully expect that there's a learning curve. Right. And I think it is so important to remember that that is also true in the realm of relationships. And the point is to get some education from someone who can share it as you can and I can. So the first thing in terms of how we created it, when I'm talking to couples, I usually start with the importance of curiosity, because the feeling of being in love includes curiosity. Like, what's your favorite vegetable? And who was your second grade teacher? And what did you want to be when you grow up? And when you first took this job, did you think it would be like this? Like, there is an insatiable curiosity, which is part and parcel of the experience of being in love. And there is something wonderful in a long-term relationship about the safety and the companionship and the familiarity. And I think one of the easiest things to see is that the curiosity drops in the same relationship with the passion. So that's one thing. And just starting to ask questions that you're genuinely interested to hear the answer. They can be deep, they can be sexual, they can be playful. That brings a little more energy into the relationship, and it's significant. But the thing that really turned things around for us was vulnerability.
Like what exactly if you went from I'm expressed at the beginning of your relationship, and it sounds like in some ways you're leading in the relationship in this way, right? What were you getting vulnerable about? What was he getting vulnerable about? Because I know that when I talk to clients, or when I just even am talking to anybody, lots of people perceive vulnerability to be big, scary, risky. There's this tension, there's this play, there's this like, I want to go forward. And I, like you said, 0 steps forward, 2 steps back.
The essential thing with vulnerability is if you're blaming someone for something, that is not vulnerability. So vulnerability is the beautiful, sometimes scary quality that is kind of the reward or the harvest of taking responsibility for one's own experience. So I think a more accurate way to say it is that I got clear on my experience. I did the work to shed the resentment, because even if he showed up completely differently, I wasn't prepared to receive that if I was resentful for what hadn't been happening in the past. So there is a great deal of personal growth work around believing I'm worthy, around my experience mattering. These are things that arose for me about not blaming him, about not being emotionally immature in the sense of looking to be rescued. A really big one for me also was needing to get over thinking how I felt and what would really be beautiful for me was obvious. And it was very uncomfortable to have to actually use words and in that way become emotionally responsible and emotionally mature. And so on top of emotional maturity and emotional responsibility and self-awareness, then I add vulnerability. And it means that a communication which could be a complaint or an attack or pouring acid on him, anger, fear, accusation, all of these kinds of things that create something that leads to disconnection.